Hello, I'm Seungwon Kim from Jeonnam National University, and I lead Empathic Computing Lab in Korea. And today's topic is Excel Empathic Computing. Before starting my presentation, I introduce myself. I used to be a, PhD student of Mark and study remote collaboration. After becoming a professor, I should name my lab. So I was curious what name should I take. Uh, Today I explain why I named my lab as Empathic Computing Lab. And of course, one of the reasons was simply following what my professor do. So professor does. So uh, that's one of the reason. But there is that's not all. In the next few slides, I will describe why the empathic computing should be next to research area. This picture show my lab member. There are 3 PhD students and 3 master students, and then Mark is here now. Human beings communicate each other, and in the communication, we mainly share information or emotion. We bring this communication into computer-mediated system, such as video call or voice call. When taking these 2 communication type into Excel research area, we have studied remote collaboration, mainly focusing on sharing information, and empathic computing, mainly focusing on sharing emotion. As I told you, I have studied remote collaboration, but now I'm studying empathic computing. Then what bring me to focus on empathic computing rather than remote collaboration? Remote collaboration has been studied for decades. So there are many previous work. I was not sure there are enough research topic in next 30 years. So I'm not sure I could have enough research topic for my research, my future lab. So uh, so I decide not to make a remote collaboration as my research topic for my lab. Additionally, remote collaboration mostly focusing on solving a shared task. The shared task mostly about manipulating object and is relatively small compared to understand or emotionally synchronizing human. So there are not many remaining topic for research, for future research. Human emotion has been studied by psychologists. They mostly focusing on solving a social issue rather than increasing empathy, especially through computer-mediated system. Then my first question was, what is empathic computing? Actually, I do not know what is empathic computing is. It's good for me because I can study it as a future work. I cannot tell what the empathic computing is, but I believe that there should be 3 factors. First is emotion estimation. Computer should know user emotion before handling it or transfer it to others. Second is sharing emotion. Computer should help a user share emotion to others. Additionally, the computer should be able to measure the empathy level. In case of emotion estimation, there are many previous work, especially in AI. Previous researcher estimate one's emotion through facial expression or verbal word. It's not limited to explicit cue, but also in implicit cue. Some researchers estimate human emotion through keyboard typing style and working style. What I want to say in this slide is we would better not to focus on emotion estimation because it's already actively studied, especially in AI area. Recently, researchers start to measure empathy. As I know, there are one or two papers introducing the method of measuring empathy. In other words, we still have a chance to study and perform a good research in empathy measurement. One thing I want to say here is recent study use AI technology to measure empathy. They introduced their AI model together with their data set. My main research focus in empathic computing is exploring the effect of shared emotional cue. Human beings have three main emotional cues: facial expression, voice, and gesture. I want to study the effect of three emotional cues and how their variation create different experience of empathy. This day, we can create facial expression, voice, and gesture with the help of AI technology. That means we can create variation of them. Then we can see the effect, how the effect can be different according to the variance. Yes, I want to study emotional cue. But when starting the study, I was not sure what could be a good research topic with emotional cue. So my main idea was kind of back to basic and review core concept in communication. And let's see what research topic we had in remote collaboration before, because it's also handle the human communication. To find the research topic, I had two approaches. First approach was investigating key element in human communication. There are two types of space: communication space and task space. Communication space include everything for human communication. There are task, participant, environment. Some previous work studied environmental cue. One study here, this study explore user emotion, display user emotion by circular colored background around the user. Another study just focusing on effect of environmental color and texture in for sharing emotion. Some other focus on human emotional cue, facial expression, but they use very simple expression such as emoji, and they some researcher just to emphasize or scaling the avatar's face like this, and someone just used mismatch mechanism between facial expression and voice expression. So when I start my research, I thought previous research was too simple. We should address both human and environment component together, and then it should not be simple like previous work. And then I found that there are not many study, including emotional sharing and also physical task. In previous study, we can just found that they just talking. in the experiment, the user, the participant simply talk each other. That's all they do for they did for experiment. Second approach to find a good topic was review the previous study in remote collaboration. In remote collaboration, there are two or more collaborator, and collaboration was conducted through AR VR view, and their task mostly about object manipulation, like solving solving a tangram, or fixing a computer, or fixing a printer, or just arranging a virtual object or a physical object. And in remote collaboration, there is some trend. And then the first first research area is how they share the space. They start a study with 2D view, simple 2D view, and maybe early, late 2010, they start to study 360 view, and then this day they mostly use reconstructed 3D view. But empathic computing is not about task. I mean, not about solving a task, or not about sharing a task space. It's more complicated. Empathic computing is about sharing emotion. So the task is kind of about a human inner state, not field of view. So we cannot simply take this research direction from remote collaboration. And then second research trend of in remote collaboration is using visual communication cue. They mostly use pointer, sketch, or hand gesture with the help of SLAM and hand tracking system. One of my previous studies combining these three communication cue and test which communication cue was effective among them. Interestingly, previous study in empathic computing also study about emotional sharing cue. They mostly focusing on sharing heartbeat and EEG data, or heart rate, or EEG data, and some voice. And they sometimes just simply share the message shape. Can I say frame shape? And they sometimes just highlight the emotional line of their verbal communication. But this communication cue is not the one we usually use. I mean, what human being usually use. In communication theory, people encode their message, and the receiver decode the message. During the process of encoding and decoding, there is some noise. This means when I say something to you, I encode I encode my idea into my verbal world, but there is some noise. So my verbal world doesn't 100% reflect what I thought about, what I'm thinking about now. And also, in receiver side, when they decode my word, there is some noise. So with the verbal word I say, they cannot understand 100% correctly, or I mean, 100. They cannot understand my word as I intended to. There is some noise. In case of previous work, like heart rate or EEG sensor data, that's not what people usually use for communication, especially for empathy. I mean, there are many noise in encoding empathy and in decoding empathy through heartbeat and EEG sensor. So I thought the communication cue for empathic computing should be the one we usually use, because that's what we have done until now, and also that's what those are. These are the one we can encode and decode better than other communication cue. So I thought facial expression, gesture, voice are the main communication cue in empathic computing. So with the help of AI, we can create facial expression, and then we can make a voice and gesture, and also some haptic effect. In previous study, maybe very recent study, start sharing facial expression. Of course, this study is about creating the facial expression, and then it's AI technology in paper. So I'm not sure it's supporting real-time communication. But still, there are a bunch of study introducing facial emotional expression. And this study was last year study from, as I know, is Seungwon Kim's study. And then in this study, they share emotional state of virtual agent. In the virtual agent share their facial expression, and then also share their verbal expression. The user watching the video clip, and the virtual agent provides some reaction about the video clip. So in their study, they see how this virtual agent effect on human participant in interpreting or understanding the emotional expression in the video clip. And also this study share facial expression or virtual agent, and then in their study, they scale the facial expression. Some are exaggerated and some are damped. And then they just compare how this AI virtual agent affect human being empathy level. In this recent work, they mostly focus on AI facial expression. Some others focusing on voice expression as well. In voice word, we can add some emotional tone, or we can change the voice word, verbal word to embedding emotional states. So these two study explore how the emotional voice affect human participant emotional states. Also, facial expression, voice expression, and gesture. Some researchers start exploring effect of the gesture, emotional body gesture. How can they input or augmented gesture according to uh, emotion, or how this gesture, AI generated gesture, influence human participants' emotional states. Similarly, our lab also conducts some research. The first one is about sharing facial expression. We use AI technology to create Ekman facial expression and uh, arousal balance facial expression. This interface show the Ekman facial expression, AI facial expression. In case of Ekman, introduce six type of emotion. If the participant or user press one of the button, then the avatar express the selected emotion, or enhance, or I can change the emotional facial expression with selected emotion. And also we can find, we add some intensity control. There is 1D scroll here. So with this scrolling interaction, they can control the intensity of the expression. For example, if you press happiness and uh, and uh, and enhance the intensity to high intensity, then the facial expression change to showing high happiness facial expression. And another interface is based on arousal balance. Arousal balance is also one of the way we distinguish the emotion. If we create this 2D scroll panel, and then if you, a user, press or click or just positioning this pointer on the 2D panel, any point of 2D panel, then the AI, sorry, the virtual avatar express the pointed emotional expression. So we create these three type of interface and compare these three type, how these three type of facial expression control system can change the user experience, especially in sharing emotion. this interface can be applied to opposite side users' facial expression avatar. Also, it can be applied to my own embodied avatar as well. Let's see some example of demo. Maybe you can. The mouse lip sync is based on users' verbal word, but we didn't embed the voice sounds in this video clip. And also, you can see
Valence
how
technique.
arousal
It
balance
uses a two-dimensional
system
slider to
work.
enable users to position their emotions along arousal and valence levels.
With this system, we submit one paper to ISMAR this year, so you can see more detail about this system in ISMAR conference.
Also,
And second study we conduct was it's about interpersonal emotion regulation. Emotion regulation means changing emotion uh, according to the purpose. For example, now I'm giving a presentation in front of you, and then I want to be a bit like more natural, or I mean, uh, uh, I'm in the and I want to show you some. I'm very. I know this very well. I want to show this kind of stuff to you, and then but it's a bit nervous now as well, right? Then I can say to me, uh, you are the best in this area. So just to don't be nervous, and then be uh, I couldn't remember the name. The words. Uh, so 자신감 있는 영어로 뭐지? 지준아, 자신감 있는 영어로 뭐지?
Uh, confidently, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Maybe I can be more confident when I give a presentation. If I if I control my emotion with emotional regulation word. Interpersonal emotion regulation means other people can provide some sense or some cue to regulate your emotion. In this study, the AI avatar or agent provide provide some verbal expression to participant, and then to have positive emotion when they solve the task. Actually, before starting real experiment, we made participants feel negative, to have negative emotion by math problem, uh, difficult math problem. And then with the interpersonal emotional regulation, we make them feel more positive. Then see how they solve the uh, uh, some issue. So for this emotional regulation, we use verbal communication cue. And then ER support, emotional regulation supported verbal word include some encouragement or some helping word. For example, here,
so sad.
maybe you can see.
So sad.
You must have had a really hard time.
So sad.
It's totally okay to feel upset. I understand. I've recorded.
So our second study was about emotional regulation by verbal word. And third one is gesture generation. In this study, we create two type of gesture according to its scale. One is large gesture and the other one is small gesture through AI technology. And then compare with no gesture condition. Here is the example of
It
large
is my
gesture.
understanding that this drink is perfect for starting a busy day or preparing for an important event. Whether you're starting a busy day or preparing for an important event, Energize could be a suitable choice. It contains caffeine, which is known to support the body in producing energy, thereby enhancing focus. It also contains a B complex of vitamins, which may contribute to maintaining an active metabolism and alleviating fatigue.
This
It
one
is
is
my understanding that this
showing
drink
a
is
small
perfect
gesture.
for starting a busy day or preparing for an important event. Whether you're starting a busy day or preparing for an important event, Energize could be a suitable choice. It contains caffeine, which is known to support the body in producing energy, thereby enhancing focus. It also contains a B complex of vitamins, which may contribute to maintaining an active metabolism and alleviating fatigue. It is my understanding.
So for future study, I think we mostly should focusing on what human being have done for sharing emotion rather than try to find a new way of sharing emotion. Especially this day, we have AI technology. And then AI technology start to create virtual agent. And then there are many type of communication between humans, and we can create this human-to-human communication with AI agent. So we can create human AI agent interaction. In this human agent interaction, we can make many variation of facial expression, verbal word, and gesture, and then we can see how the difference of the variation can affect the human participants' emotional states. And also, in addition to these three communication cue, emotional cue, there are many attributes from human side can influence the research study result. For example, emotion can be influenced by personality of the participant and also gender or cultural background. These three attribute also the interesting factor we can explore for future study. And also users while sharing the emotion or while communicate, there are some shared emotion. shared task. According to the task attribution, we have different emotional. We could have different emotional states. For example, when I try to solve the difficult task, and then if I get some support from AI agent or some other people, maybe I can be happy, but it's according to my personality or according to task type as well. So future work, we have many factors that can influence the human emotional state. So for future research topic can be various according to this factor, this varietal factor. And I think the main three point of the study should be facial expression and verbal word and gesture. That's all I prepare today. Thank you for listening. Is there any question?
Thank you very much, Professor Kim, for your sharing. Audience, do you have any questions? I do have a few. I think some of them might be typing in the chat bot. So I will start asking one if you don't mind. You mentioned at the beginning that there are some different ways to measure emotion, and most of them currently adopted are questionnaires, while some use physiological measures as well as machine learning assisted measures. So I'm wondering, how do you ensure the reliability and validity of these type of new measures of emotion responses?
When they when they collect the data, I mean, AI technology is mostly about collecting data. Actually, if you collect the good data, the AI technology show good quality of performance. So to have good performance, or they mostly collect the data from various background. I mean, there are many factors can influence the emotional measurement. So they consider the number of they consider the participant gender, and also they consider the participant age, and also nationality, and also they collect the data from participants having different background, job background as well. So they try to make their AI technology to be more general effect. Yeah. And then also after they collect the data, they compare their AI model with other people's collected data. So they try to show in their study, they try to show generality or better performance of their AI technology by comparing others and by recruiting participants from different background and different traits, I mean.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer. Do we have any questions from the audience? If not, I do have another one regarding emotion, because you mentioned about emotion estimation, emotion elicitation, as well as emotion regulation. And you also mentioned a lot of approaches, such as like visual approach with their facial augmentation, like those related to the body with the gestures, as well as like verbal ways to make the users feel more confident. So in terms of the future research, which direction do you think is most like worth to investigate in terms of the empathetic computing?
It's a bit difficult question because we most this oh sorry sorry people I mean researchers start research about empathic computing, so I'm not sure which one, I mean which way is better for publishing paper or better for good research topic actually, and then which one is worse. I'm not sure. It's yeah, we don't know what will happen in the future, so
No worries, thank you. I think Mark do have one question. What role do you think AI has in empathetic computing research?
AI agent can be our future companion. I mean, people love to communicate or interact with others. That's human. To live, we need companion. I mean, we need friends. Human being cannot live alone. If you love to live alone, we cannot survive from the fighting with tiger or lion, but we survived. That means people love to live together and love to interact with others. But during the time when you interact with others, you feel some stress. You have some stress. I mean, if you have relationship with others, or if you interact with others, you sometimes thought how the other person, I mean, the person I interact with thought about my verbal word. I mean, there is some stress. Of course, everybody have some stress to make a relationship or to interact with others. But in case of AI, we can control. That means we do not have stress. Sometimes we have stress, but we can control to make them not make me have stress. So we can control them. So I thought we can share emotion much easier with AI agent than person. But there is risk. Human being, human society, our society has been developed by interacting with others, other people. But maybe 5 or 10 years later, we can start interact with AI like real, like the interaction with real person. That means we can replace human being interaction with AI interaction. Then we don't know what will happen to human society. And then we don't know this will badly affect on our society or not. So yeah, yeah. As a researcher in VR, I adopt AI technology, but and then study about it. But we should be careful for uh, interacting or replacing human being interaction with AI agent.
Yes, I totally agree that yes, there are pros and cons, and also things that we need to be aware of when we are doing and integrating AI into the research with human beings. We do have another question from Abby. He or she asked that, has this work been explored with diverse user groups, for example, with people with divergent cognitive abilities or learning disabilities?
Actually, by the work I introduce here, mostly based on university study. I mean, in case of university, of course, university study can recruit many participants from different background, but our study mostly recruit
So balanced.
university
It
students.
uses a two-dimensional.
So yeah, that's the limitation of our study.
Thank you. Another question from Ellen. Which one do you think is more important, exploring the emotional transmission between people or the emotional expression that AI brings to users?
Uh, I think emotional emotional transmission between people should be much important than sharing emotion with AI agent. But when I preparing the study, uh, to me, actually, just to sharing emotion between human being doesn't include some AI technology. So actually, I want to add some AI technology into my study. So that's why I add AI agent a lot. So yeah, and then also embedding AI technology for human being, human to human communication or human to human empathic computing is a bit hard actually, because in case of human, we don't know what a human will do. I mean, for example, we want to explore the effect of the facial expression. Then facial expression should be identical, uh, identical between uh, uh, each participant. I mean, if you want to see the effect of the smiling face, then the smiling face should be fixed for every participant. If the smiling face is different according to participant or group, then we cannot say we are exploring the smiling face, because it, the different smiling face can affect the result. So AI technology generated facial expression is kind of fixed or controlled. We can control them. That's why I choose AI technology. I embedded AI technology into my research. Research, but still, I say communication between human is more important than communication between human and AI agent.
All right. Thank you. I think that's all the questions that I can see from the chat box. So if there's no more question, that will be all for today's webinar.